write about. Trying to figure out what it's all about. Existentialist, am I worth anything or just discount? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
That was great sounds of Watts with Outside on WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven. Myself, Preston, with my partner in crime, Long Island Rays, Elm City Made, Mr. EZ BlueZ. And we got the OG Blurred himself, supervillain to many, superhero to the ones that matter. He is the Professor. This is Three Nerds Venting, where three men in their middle age are discussing pop culture. Which is what I want to give everyone just a warning every time we begin this broadcast that we will give spoilers. If we three seen it, we will talk about it. So this is your only warning within the broadcast that we do give out spoilers for what we see. These conversations are pre-recorded. So if we do not catch up to something in time, if we talk about something a little bit too early, it's just, we all have separate lives, and we like to talk about this, and we do it mainly for ourselves. This is our therapy. This is our nerd therapy. This is Three Nerds Venting. Gentlemen, my favorite segment out of this broadcast, overrated, underrated, waste of time.
Okay.
Struggle meals. Let's talk about it. Matter of fact, I'll begin. I will begin. My waste of time struggle meal, pork and beans. Pork and beans is my waste of time struggle meal. I am not a fan of beans. Beans do not agree with my body. So that is why pork and beans is my waste of time struggle meal. My overrated struggle meal, and it's one of my favorite struggle meals, is overrated, is ramen noodles. Is pretty much one of the overrated struggle meals. And it's one of my favorites. I love ramen noodles to death. I love them. They are one of the best things invented in my opinion, but one, they're extremely unhealthy for you. And two, I figured out I was cooking ramen noodles the wrong way. I can spice it up. I can put an egg in there. I can put some meat in there. I can put some vegetables in there. I can definitely, amp up my ramen noodles game. I mainly was just using the packet and the water for a majority of my life and doing with the ramen noodles game. And plus, there's so many variations of ramen noodles out there. So ramen noodles is my overrated struggle meal. My most underrated struggle meal. Another honorable mention, one of my favorites too. Hot Pockets. Hot Pockets is the most underrated struggle meal in my opinion. That is my opinion. That is my mind. That's what I chose. And that is what I'm sticking to it. So anybody can take the baton to me and tell me about their picks.
I got questions.
You got questions?
Hold on.
I got answers.
I got questions.
Go ahead.
Before we go any further, how is ramen underrated? Yet in your explanation,
I said ramen was overrated. I said ramen's overrated.
How is it overrated? And then your reasoning why is all the reasons why it's awesome. Like, it's really good if you.
There's so many out there. It's overrated. There's so many out there.
It's so versatile.
I love myself a struggle meal. I love myself a struggle meal. There's just so many options out there. It's like Oreos. Oreo is my favorite dessert. There's so many Oreos out there.
Facts.
Yeah, there's a lot of Oreos, but
and there's so many flavors of ramen out there.
Cookie. But that also makes it a better cookie.
Do we really need sriracha Oreos?
No.
Do we?
No.
I mean,
do we need sriracha Oreos? I wouldn't be surprised if we got hot flaming Oreos. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if we had hot flavored ramen. I wouldn't be surprised.
Dude, they already have that, bro.
No, I'm talking like the Cheetos type of fucking.
Yeah, but they've had that for
Cheetos fudging version. Yeah.
There's so many. Like, there's the super hot. There's the sriracha version of ramen. Like, if you really dive into the depths of ramen, for that $1.99 for 12 of them, there's so
much. There's even cheap variations of ramen. They're not the OGs.
Yes, it's amazing.
There's the cup noodle. You know
amazing. All of these things are positive. Now, how did it become over? How is it overrated? How is it overrated if it's?
You're telling me that cheap cup old noodle, not ramen noodles, but cup old noodle.
Yeah. Yes.
With the mystery vegetables that look
Yes.
like toys and like the
Yes.
little noodle or Rice Krispie
Yes.
stringy things in those
Yes.
noodles that you just put water in that you don't know is actual food.
Bro.
There's so much variation in the ramen noodle. It's overrated. I love the food. I'm not against the food. It's just overrated. There's so much out there today.
Professor, do you hear this? Like, it's not just me, right?
I'm agreeing with him because it's my overrated too.
I'm
Yes,
just
but-
saying.
Okay, but do you at least do you see his reasonings are all the things that make it amazing?
It's contradictory. Yeah, it is
It is
contradictory.
I agree with you. I'm just saying when it comes to, I love struggle meals. When it comes to an overrated struggle meal, that is the one.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
See,
I'm
technically,
with that.
okay. Well, technically, it lands in my. The funny thing is, it technically lands in my overrated as well. But
And you got the audacity. You have the audacity.
Because I have to put the jailhouse on top of that. I have to put the jailhouse on top of that.
And you are bashing on me with ramen noodles being overrated. How dare you, sir? How dare
with hot dogs?
Oh no! Get the hot dogs out the way. It's still ramen.
That's what I'm saying. Ramen with hot dogs is the ultimate struggle meal that to me is massively overrated because it's gross. I'm not a fan.
Ramen noodle and hot dogs, really? What about kibasi?
Oh, that sounds good. Oh my!
Ramen noodles kibasi?
I'd
ramen noodles turkey sausage, chop it up.
Turkey sausage
right there.
Yeah,
ramen noodle bacon, like you know what I mean.
Look, bacon and bacon.
Wait! You've gone too far now. You cannot defile bacon with ramen. I'm sorry, you can't do that.
Yeah, there's pork flavored ramen.
My goodness.
Pork flavored ramen. Swirl it up with the broth. Put the little thick cut of applewood smoked bacon in there. Pile it on there with the fried egg with it. It's pretty good.
That actually sounds delicious.
It's amazing.
I'm not gonna do my bacon like that. You don't mean bacon. We have an affair.
By the way, again, this is our overrated struggle meal.
That's what I'm saying. It's overrated because so much is out there in saturation with ramen noodles. It's cheap, but you can use it in so many ways.
You can.
Yeah, no, it was for a very long time how I survived.
That's what I'm saying. And 20, 30 years ago, it was so cheap. I remember getting at least 5-6 packs for $1 at the bodega near my house in New Haven.
Yeah.
So I got and I could choose any flavor I want. I had like 2 chicken, 2 beef, 2 shrimp. My favorite was the shrimp.
Yes.
And then there was a person I was seeing at the time. She cooked up some shrimp and put it in the ramen.
Oh, that's fancy. I
Game
would try
changer.
that.
Game changer. I was I just thought, you just had the noodles in the broth. That was it. I didn't think I can put.
Yeah, no. When they touch your soul in that type of way.
Yeah.
That's one of those people. That's a trademark person in your life, or that added life. I'm just saying.
All my years of working as a chef and cooking in general, I never deviated from the ramen packet and the ramen and the water until my daughter started adding stuff to it.
It tastes so much good.
Now you can buy the big packs of the ramen toppings and stuff that you can throw in there to enhance it. It's amazing what you get. And some of the newer like ramen Marushan, who does the ramen packets, they even have like an upgraded version of theirs that is more Asian influenced, and it's amazing. Like I have several in my pantry right now.
Right.
In my pantry right now, I've got they have just a ramen seasoning.
That's good.
That's good. I put that stuff on my chicken.
I need
that's
that.
good. That's good.
I need that.
Yeah, you definitely need that in your life, and it's actually called the Korean. It's the Korean spicy.
I put that up there with adobo for seasons.
Yeah,
I put that up there for
something that's also really not healthy for you.
I already know that. I knew that from the gate. Yeah, I knew that from the gate. You gotta tell me that. I mean,
it's like I put that up there with
probably some of our listeners, but like
I'm
not
over
new
50. I'm over 50. I don't even care no more.
Bro,
no, I got you.
I just want to enjoy it, and it's delicious. That's it.
I'm switching up my underrated from the Hot Pockets. I'm taking that off my underrated, and I'm putting the underrated for the bologna sandwich.
Oh yeah.
The bologna
Okay.
sandwich is my underrated.
Look, I'm gonna
Bologna
give you
sandwich is my
that.
underrated. But I'm
because
gonna
I
have
know
you. I'm gonna have
you
you go with
haven't
your
had
guys'
the
picks.
ultimate struggle bologna. The ultimate struggle bologna sandwich is the bologna, the turkey bologna sandwich.
Oh, I love turkey bologna.
Lockup? No, you get it in lockup, and it's purple.
Oh, I didn't get the lockup one. No.
Yeah,
I
and
get
the
the lockup one.
cheese is. No,
I got the Oscar Minor turkey bologna.
Yeah, no, you got. So I can appreciate that. I
chop it up,
whip
it with some scrambled eggs. You know what I mean? Put a little salt, pepper on there.
Mm.
Oh my goodness! But that's my underrated is the bologna sandwich. Tried what?
All right.
Did you fry it? The bologna.
I fry it. Oh, definitely. Who doesn't fry the bologna? You got to fry the bologna.
Look, I come from a people that don't fry bologna.
I understand that.
So I'm just saying.
Respectfully, I understand that.
I'm trying to get the word, the good word of the fried bologna out there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness!
Because there are people like me that grew up in a household that did not fry it. Only had some people that would come over and be like, "Yo, we should fry this real quick."
Man, listen.
And that's how I learned about the bubble.
That fried bologna with a fried egg on top of it.
Oh my God, heaven!
Oh my
little
goodness!
Mayonnaise on the bread,
yeah.
The bread, heaven! The hot sauce on that, heaven!
Yes. Oh,
I'm down for the hot sauce. We all know how I feel about mayo.
Oh my goodness!
I feel the way that.
Listen,
I've always been a mustard guy.
Undercover brother thing, man.
I've always been a mustard guy. Like I didn't do the mayo. I always did mustard. I never did the mayo. But oh my, that sandwich!
You got sriracha mayo. I can go on. But anyway,
that sandwich is a lifesaver. So
I want to know your guys' underrated picks and your wasted time.
Mine is quick.
Go ahead.
Okay, so my underrated to this day, PB&J.
Yo,
like people don't really understand the the life-saving ability of a good PB&J with some nice cold milk or some hot whatever beverage you choose, it's still gonna hit. You switch it. You want to be fancy? Be fancy. Switch up the bread. Have like a toasted sourdough with PB&J on it. So the PB&J sandwich transcends time. That sandwich right there is amazing. For my overrated, it was ramen. So we already did our spiel about ramen.
That's a mutual overrated right there.
Yeah. My wasted time. Listen, Chef Boyardee, let me talk to you for a second.
Go.
I want none of them. No SpaghettiOs, no ravioli. No spaghetti with those meatballs that aren't really meat, I don't think. I don't know what type of meat that is, but that is not beef. I tell you that. I want none of your food. None of them. Those cans, when I see you coming, when I walk down the aisle, I might flip you the bird, Chef Boyardee. I don't rock with you. That was my mother was mad at me. Here's have Chef Boyardee. That was how I felt. I felt like I was being punished for something I didn't even know I did. So yeah, Chef Boyardee, all of your food is a waste of time. At least it's
I even think it's Chef Boyardee because SpaghettiOs is Chef Boyardee. I just think pasta in cans.
Yes,
is your enemy. Every pasta in the can.
See, Chef Boyardee, I'm giving you stuff that you don't even own. That's how terrible I think your food is. You own food that is terrible. That
you weren't a beefaroni person, my guy?
No. And you know what messed up beefaroni for me?
What messed
it
up?
My mom actually cooked spaghetti, but instead of using, we were poor. So she didn't have the spaghetti noodles. She used elbow macaroni. And I'm like, oh my God, this is what beefaroni should be tasting like.
Exactly.
That was my last time having beefaroni in the can.
Yeah. No,
whoever thought that was a good idea, and I'm blaming you, Chef Boyardee. You are the reason why they do this. I know it. I know it in my heart of hearts. You, sir, can kick rocks. You and your nasty ravioli.
That's a better waste of time than mine. Easy. Come on, man.
All right, so I'm now realizing that all of mine have like really personal connections to, which is so strange. So my underrated is actually also the PB&J.
Okay, cool.
Mainly because nothing takes you back to being safe and being at home.
Oh yes.
Yeah, it definitely is a
PB&J.
nostalgic feeling when you're eating it. It's so
Yeah,
nostalgic.
but like I remember being in basic training and getting a PB&J, and you've been like, yo, everything is going to be okay.
Right.
I remember being in lockup and getting the PB&J and knowing, yo, everything is going to be okay. I remember the PB&J. The PB&J is so super important, and I hope they sponsor us from this point on.
Oh my goodness, that would be amazing.
That would be amazing. My overrated is the ramen with the hot dogs in it because it's gross. I don't like it. Some people call that good jail. I call that gross. I don't like it. And then my waste of time. I don't know if you guys got this, but my struggle meal was the 39-cent. I think they're like $1 now. The 39-cent pot pies, the beef one, which was I thought I was in trouble. It was gross.
Never had that.
It was gross.
Oh
man, I never had the banquet ones.
The banquet ones, right?
Yeah, or the Stop and Shop ones.
Yeah, or the Stop and Shop ones.
Yeah,
That's
I never
the
had
stuff I
those.
grew up on.
Yeah, the knockoffs.
Yeah.
You know, that the beef one was gross, man.
It was.
And I really, every time that I got it, like mom had a new boyfriend and like she was trying to show off for him. And I was like, oh, this is gross. Yeah. And she's like, you have to eat the whole thing. I was like, but why? I was like, first of all, you're exposing me to him. And now you're also exposing me to this. Why am I getting double punished? I don't understand. But
the chicken and turkey one was good. The chicken and turkey, but that beef one,
the beef one was gross though, man.
It was terrible. It was terrible.
It was gross. And my mom actually tried to make, because before Wick and all that stuff got like really good and like where you get some of the brand name stuff and all this kind of stuff. Like Wick used to be, you get a block of cheese.
Junta cheese. We get the big Junta cheese.
The big block of cheese, and you would get these cans of stuff.
Yeah.
And it was labeled, and there was this beef that was literally just like this nasty beef. Yep. And my mom would then make that into her own pot pie with like the top of the pot pie would be the biscuits. Yep. And it was so much better, but it's still gross as hell because the beef was so nasty and the juice was so nasty.
You remember the can of pork though?
That can of pork.
And it just had like this black and white pig.
Yep.
Reminds me of Spam.
No, that can of pork is life saving. You can make a pork barbecue salad, bro.
Oh yeah. Bro, but it was like it was gross because when you
take out the can, it's all slimy.
You open it up and then you had like the pork in there, but around it was like that gelatin. The gelatin, and it's like I used to ignore it. And just like kind of scrape it off the pork and stuff like that. But you could mix that up with it, and I'm never really a mayo guy, but that mayo was appropriate at that time with it. And then, oh my goodness, and you make yourself a sandwich, or you can cook it, and that'll cook down some of the fat on it. Oh my, but it was.
But you can also use that fat to cook for other things.
Yes, you can.
Okay,
yes.
That's fair. That's fair. You just had
scrape it off and you hold it for later.
You saved it, right?
Then those eggs taste popping, bro.
Oh my, the eggs in that
popping, bro.
Oh, I'm having a moment.
If you have the time where you actually have the ability to make some of that like homemade French toast.
Yes.
With that same bread that you got for that nasty white bread.
My goodness, yes.
You soak it in the egg and you put the cinnamon in the egg itself. Oh, I'm telling you, there's nothing when you take that fat and you just throw it on there and you cook it in that fat. Oh, the ultimate struggle meal.
You know, and I know you have a hate on like the pork and beans, but let me tell you that pork and bean and hot dog, you chop up the hot dogs and cook them and stuff and then put the pork and beans in.
Mm-hmm.
That was a life struggle meal.
It gave me memories of bubble guts, bro.
I love pork and beans. I have cans of pork and beans in my cabinet right now, and I have hot dogs, and that will be dinner sometime this week. I love it so much. I loved pork and beans.
This is my childhood. This was before bush beans got popular. So I had like the old like
Campbell's,
grocery in like the grocery store
right
version of beans, which made my stomach just hurt.
Yeah,
and I couldn't anymore with the pork and beans. Like so, it just bad memories.
I think being a little older,
Yeah.
and all the stuff that we used to like drinking from the hose and all the stuff that we used to eat.
Yeah, I remember that.
5-second rule. Let's pick it up and still eat it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that my gullet is probably invincible at this point. I thought I was lactose intolerant. No, I'm not. I just, ate too much cheese and milk at the same day, whatever. But the stuff that we used to eat, like I don't think people really understand some of the struggle meals we had to, easy, right?
Oh man,
some of the struggle meals that stuff should have killed us. That stuff should have killed us.
Should have. But made us stronger. I take less sick days. And I like to think it's because of how I was fed and nurtured as a child, or at least the lack thereof. Because that's the best part about it. Once I was able to read the can, I was able to start cooking.
Right.
And I started cooking for myself, and then for my brother and my sister.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Where I became the main chef and pretty much housekeeper, as I was like in my teenage years. You know what I'm saying? I barely, like, my room was a mess, but that kitchen,
spot on.
We could
some
cook,
of those struggle meals, man. Some of them struggle meals.
They make you.
They make you.
Yeah, they develop character. They do develop character.
Like, I remember when we finally, like, someone finally threw, because you remember collection day every month, where they put, like, the good neighborhoods would put out their furniture, and you could drive through.
And my mom and her green Pinto.
You can go shopping.
Yep, my mom and a green Pinto. We used to go around the neighborhood.
Finally, someone put out a microwave, and we got a microwave. So all that time of like making a grilled cheese sandwich for my little sisters, who she loved the grilled cheese sandwich, I would just take
grilled cheese.
I put a grilled cheese in the microwave, and it'd be like 30. I'd give it 30 seconds, something really good, made this bread really soft for her. She loved it. A cheese melt. It was like I was the king of all kings because I could make her a cheese melt.
Oh man, good times. The kids don't even really understand the struggle.
No,
they don't. They have no idea what struggle is.
Yeah, no, they don't. And you want to know something? Good on us.
Yeah.
Good on us.
Yeah. It's kind of funny, those stuff that we talk about that were struggle meals for us. Mm-hmm. Like, I'll cook something like that. Like, I'll cook it, and my kids think it's a delicacy. Right. They think it's like, oh my goodness, like it's lie. Crazy. Ramen they love. Mm-hmm. They love PB&J. They love fried bologna. They love all the stuff. Because I'd be like, oh my goodness, this took me back, and I'd make it, and they love it. The only thing that I don't, when we had this conversation before about, I don't mess with Spam. I don't care what nobody say. Spam wasn't a struggle meal. Spam was a torture meal.
Oh, torture meal too.
Spam.
Oh my god, Spam's a torture. Oh my god, but
really funny. And I'm sure this episode is going to air after that. But speaking of Spam, I know Save Ferris is playing the Space Ballroom, and it's going to be fantastic. And they have their song Spam, and it's Spam. It's green and it's purple. Spam. It's made in Chernobyl. Spam. It's just, Spam was always the only person that could eat the Spam was my grandfather, but he also ate sardines. And he also like really like we talk. I talk about the struggle meal, but my grandfather grew up during the stock market crash. And he was the oldest.
Not at gunpoint. Not at
he was
gunpoint.
The oldest of the family of like 8, and
not even at gunpoint. Sardines.
Off, you know what I'm saying? No. So like he learned how to eat struggle meals. Like sardines was a comfort meal for him.
Starve to death. Eat sardines. Yeah, I'm dying.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm dying.
That's it.
100%.
That's it. 100%. That's it.
But you want to know something? That's how some of our kids are gonna feel about pork and beans. You know what I'm saying?
Possibly, yeah.
Or like
not my kids. They love them, but
think about your parents' struggle meal was that Chef Boyardee.
Yeah.
That was their reward.
Sir, Manwich though.
That was amazing.
But that's
underrated.
The times that we did get it, the time that was like, Oh, well, mom must have gotten like a raise or some type of. We got manwich. What?
Yeah,
It was a problem.
Now, did you at the manwich, or did you just get the fact that like mom's gonna take some 32-cent pasta sauce, throw it in the meat that she got, and there's your manwich. There's your sloppy
We've
Joe.
done that. Yep, we've done
You know
that.
what I'm saying? Like that's that's a lot of the time that I would have got. Like when you could really afford the can of manwich, that was the victory lap of the day.
Oh
You're
yeah,
like,
oh
yo,
yeah.
this
When you,
is gonna
yep,
be dope.
yep.
This is gonna be dope. You know, oh, so good.
As we move on,
Yes.
overrated, underrated, waste of time, actors or actresses, Hollywood.
Mm.
I'm gonna go first because I think your picks are gonna be funnier than mine's, and that's talking to the both of you.
Mm.
I think you're gonna have better picks than me. Most underrated actor. I think it's not the younger generation may not know this actor. I know Easy and Professor would. Clarence Williams III. He was the black guy in the Mod Squad.
Mm-hmm.
He was the
I love
villain
him.
in
I
Half
love him.
Baked. He was in Hoodlum. He was in American Gangster. He played, I think, the Frank Moose's predecessor. He is look him up, Clarence Williams III.
I love him so much.
He's definitely one of my underrated actors. I think he paved the way for a lot of people. Like as soon as he touches the screen, so much range. I felt he should have been bigger, at least up there with James Earl Jones and up there with everybody else. In just my opinion, he look him up. Do your research, Gen Z or millennials. Clarence Williams III, Mod Squad actor, is definitely my underrated pick. My waste of time actor. I'm gonna go with Dan Cook.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Dan Cook for a waste of time actor. He was funny at a time, but looking back, I don't think his comedy ages well.
No,
Okay.
definitely not.
He was funny at that time. You know, so I understand why he got the audience he did. My most overrated actor. I gotta go with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Is my overrated actor because there's been numerous movies where he was just Dwayne.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I said it before in a previous radio show / podcast that we did that this is his time right now because he's doing the Martin Scorsese film where it's his make or break to show that he has range as an actor. Like this is make
he's
or break.
actually got one before the Scorsese film that's actually coming out.
Where he's the fighter, right?
Yeah,
he's the fighter.
He's not just a fighter. He's a well-known fighter that anybody who's watched UFC or anything like that knows Mark Kerr, knows the story of Mark Kerr, knows how Mark Kerr walks, knows how Mark Kerr talks, understands how he moves in the ring.
On WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven. Continue.
That was dope. This is going to be the test for him, and I love that you put him there because I have a long list, and he was on there. But yeah, I think I'm glad you got to mention it. This is his time, and I think, like I said, like I've said before on this show, my favorite acting he's ever done was in Be Cool, because that was something he took something completely outside himself. Now, here's the thing. There's a walk of life and stuff like that to say maybe these things aren't so outside or whatever. I don't care. At the end of the day, I think it's a fantastic pick, and I give you your whole list is fantastic. And I'm talking, so I guess I'll just go on through mine real quick.
All right.
Because my underrated is probably, and it's so funny because some people will say it's the truest aspect of life in general. My underrated is Gene Kelly.
Gene Kelly.
Gene Kelly was the partner for Fred Astaire. Fred Astaire did the Singing in the Rain and these
okay.
and he was always complimented on how well he danced.
Mm.
But he had a dance partner, Gene Kelly, who did everything Fred Astaire did backwards and on heels
and better.
So to me, it's Gene Kelly, and that's kind of like where we're at in the human race right now too. Like women have to do everything a man does backwards and in heels. So Gene Kelly should be that woman strong pose right there.
Right.
Should be Gene Kelly. That's just me, and that's how I feel about that. But so that's my underrated. My overrated, I gotta say, is also Dwayne Boy. And just because this is your opportunity, this is the thing to be somebody else, to show me you can act and go for it. And I hope you win. I hope it's not just another like when Vin Diesel played the fat Italian lawyer. I hope this is something that really works for you. And I hope it does blossom, but you've got a lot of work to do, homie. A lot of work to do.
Yeah.
And then my waste of time of an actor.
Actor or actress?
Actor or actress. That's true. Actor or actress. I have to say it's probably one of the worst actresses out there, and I say rest in peace. But my life would be perfectly fine if Anna Nicole Smith never existed.
Yo.
I'm just being real. Like
I never saw anything she acted in.
Word. I know she acted like she loved this old 85-year-old dude, which is probably the biggest role of her life. For that and that alone, and I'm not shaming. I'm just like my life is not affected by what Anna Nicole Smith has done or has not done. So her being a waste of time is a waste of time for me. It's like a Kardashian. Kardashians are wastes of time for me. Okay. Because like my life goes on whether a Kardashian is sleeping with this ball player or this musician. I don't care.
But I care about Professor's picks. Go ahead, man. Dum.
My picks are going to be harmful to a couple of people.
Oh, go ahead. I'm with it.
Because
you don't care.
I don't care.
Yeah,
I really don't care.
Yeah.
My
you got the paper out. You had the paper.
Yeah.
The paper out with the hammer, Thor on it. Like I'm bringing Thor's hammer to this audience right now as I turn the page. Thwap.
So my overrated. I'll start with that because that is the broadest of my picks. All of the major actors in Hollywood, they're all overrated to me. There's a couple that I hold a bit of disdain for. Only because I think they're whack and they're overrated. John Boyega, I'm talking to you, sir.
Really?
You didn't belong in that franchise.
Wow.
The dirt that you kicked on that franchise because you thought you should have been a Jedi. Come on, son.
What about what happened to Tyrone on Netflix?
He was. It wasn't even about him in that movie, even though he was Tyrone.
Oh man, okay.
The actors around him were great. He did a great job in that. I ain't gonna take that away from him. He did a great job, but it was also a group effort. Everybody that played a part, Jamie Foxx was brilliant in that. So I'm barely giving you that, but I'm gonna say good job, and that's the only thing I got for you. Nothing else. The Rock was also part of my overrated.
Okay.
He's neck and neck with The Rock.
Wow.
The Rock, when he had an opportunity to go in a different direction, he chose the Arnold Schwarzenegger route and wanted to be an action dude and stuff. And I guess because that's, kind of all he knew or whatever, or he was, I'll take the money. You'll cast me in this. I'll take it. You just play myself in a movie. Sure. I'll take it. I'll take the money. I get that. But his work in the Gridiron Gang, his work in Be Cool, that
Ballers, the HBO series.
Yeah, that showed some range. That showed some range. So instead of, breaking out of that, and again, if it's easy, it works, and people will pay you. I get it. I'm not mad at him for that, but I think that if you want me to take you seriously as an actor, then take some serious acting role where you're not doing your eyebrow and and rock bottoming people. That's all I'm saying. And That's all. That's all I'm saying. Because I think that he had the potential to do a lot more. For my waste of time, Halle Berry.
Oh,
That's what I wanted to see right there.
Break
That's
it
the
down.
reaction I wanted.
Bring it down.
Halle Berry is just pretty in Hollywood. That's all. She can't act. She can't act.
but does she
She can't
have
act.
to?
She's pretty. She's pretty. Yes. Yes. I expect more from a black actress. I'm sorry.
Oh no, but didn't she
I
win?
expect.
Wait,
Nope.
hold on. Didn't she
Nope.
win an Academy Award for being as
Nope.
ugly as humanly possible? Like playing one of the ugliest things like out there, like literally changed every part of her personality to play this ugly crackhead of a character.
Nope. I'm a coin a phrase from
Okay.
the great K Dot. It's not enough.
Okay.
It's not enough.
Okay.
All I wanted was a black Grand National. It's not enough.
All right.
You came into Hollywood pretty. All you've played is pretty part. Even the crackhead one, you played. No. You messed up. You messed up Storm. I thought I could forgive you for that. I can't.
Wasn't
You
her
can't
fault.
act. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. She knew she couldn't do that role. She knew it. She knew it.
Damn.
I hold every actor responsible for the roles they messed up.
Mm-hmm.
I hold every one of them because you got that check and you kept it moving. If you wanted to really do the job, I bet you she didn't read one comic book, one X-Men comic book. I bet you she didn't. I bet you she didn't see an acting coach to learn how to speak with an African. Chadwick Boseman did. All those actors that played in Black Panther did. Wesley Snipes did. Wesley Snipes was going to be Black Panther back in the day, and he was ready.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah, he would have been.
Pretty in Hollywood is not enough.
Yeah.
And no, don't come back in Doomsday or none of these movies as Storm. Please.
You know she's coming back.
I implore you.
You know she's coming back.
She already
She's
said,
coming for the
I'm
check.
not.
The check's coming, bro.
Right.
Right.
Back.
She already said, oh no, I'm not coming back. Don't. If you
want
want to do an alternate universe version, put the person who was supposed to be Storm back in the day. Put Angela Bassett in that role. I would love to see that as an alternate universe.
I think it was scheduling
version of Storm.
conflicts.
Yeah.
I think it was scheduling conflicts.
Right.
That was the original first choice, which I thought she would have knocked out the park.
She would have killed it.
Yeah.
Put her in there. Put her in there. So, my underrated. These two actors have a special place in my heart. Gina Davis. Her work, and I'm gonna forgive her for that train wreck of a movie she did afterward. But her work in The Long Kiss Goodnight along Samuel L. Jackson, it was some of the finest cinema that I'd ever seen. This woman is an action star. Cutthroat Island afterward, because she was married to the director who did Long Kiss Goodnight, I can forgive that. But her body of work after that shows this woman has legitimate acting chops. And she proved from The Long Kiss Goodnight that she can pull off the role of an action hero. Mm-hmm. I just think that misstep of Cutthroat Island kind of messed up her chances of doing that.
Right.
But she was brilliant. She's a brilliant actress. Now, my other person, because I feel the same way about them, Danny Kaye.
Oh, word.
So
okay.
Him, Gene Kelly, and the other, you said
Fred
his name, Fred Astaire. They ran. If you saw Gene Kelly in a movie and Fred Astaire was there, Danny Kaye was also there.
Yeah. Usually played like the sidekick. You know him from
The Court Jester.
Dreaming of a White Christmas.
Right, White Christmas, Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Yeah.
So he was an incredible actor. Fun fact about him, by the way. In The Court Jester, he played opposite Basil Rathbone. Was like, and you know Basil Rathbone, he was a monster, and he played like him, Errol Flynn, and stuff like that. But Basil Rathbone is a notorious like bad guy in all those movies back then, right? Mm-hmm. Basil Rathbone had to sit back because he was an incredible fencer. Mm-hmm. Well, he slept on Danny Kaye. He didn't know that Danny Kaye was an expert fencer.
Right.
So some of the scenes and stuff where they were like dueling and stuff, Basil Rathbone was getting his can kicked by and because he didn't know that Danny Kaye was thorough like that.
Right.
So they had to tell Danny to slow down a little bit just so Basil Rathbone, the great Basil Rathbone, could keep up with him.
Right.
But he showed various things in that. One, he could be an action hero. One, he could be like the leading man, love interest of other characters. And he showed his comedy thing because he was funny.
So funny. Physical comedy.
Yes. I recommend The Court Jester for everybody's viewing. And the funny part is that movie is like 88 years old. You could watch it right now. Like, go watch it right now. And you'll be cracking up. You'll be enjoying the comedy. And it's a clean it's amazing.
Yeah.
It is absolutely amazing. So, those are my picks.
Wow. There's so many people that are like, I had no idea these guys were going to go there.
Halle Berry.
Listen. I want you to. Preston, I love you. You know that, right?
When I think about it, the way you broke it down, because I wasn't going to interrupt you.
No, go on.
It's a pretty face.
That's it.
It's a pretty face. You got to put Salma Hayek up there too.
Yep. Absolutely.
There's a difference, though. There's a huge difference.
What's the difference?
The difference is
what?
Is that
is what?
Halle Berry got paid $20,000 to show her boobs for a couple of seconds.
Yep.
And, got the actual check for it. Salma Hayek never got that check.
We're not talking about checks. We're talking about just the marketing of these actresses and what they deliver. So I understand why he would say
at least Salma Hayek is funny. At least she's funny.
Yeah.
She can pull off a comedic role.
She can,
but I mean, she was great in Dogma.
She can legitimately act.
Yeah.
She can legitimately act, even though she's fine as heck.
She was
legitimately
really good
act
in the Mexican one. It's not the
Desperado, not Desperado.
Desperado.
Yeah, Desperado.
El Mariachi.
She can legitimately act.
Yeah.
She can legitimately act. That's like me saying that J-Lo can actually sing. I mean, we're not doing that.
No.
We're not saying, and J-Lo can't act either.
I'm gonna opt Salma Hayek for J-Lo because
definitely
it's the same energy.
Yep.
J-Lo,
same thing. She can't act. She can't sing.
It's pretty.
A pretty face. That's it.
She's pretty face.
There's a lot of actors who are just pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that can't really act.
Mm-hmm.
And this is an old
There's a lot of
formula
actors
of Hollywood
that are jacked.
Yeah.
That can't
act. Right.
Schwarzenegger, bro.
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger can't act.
Again,
Stallone can't act.
Right. Van Damme. It's funny. Van Damme, right? Van Damme came in at the right time.
Yeah.
Van Damme, I agree with you, but Schwarzenegger is my thing with Schwarzenegger. I don't think because The Rock and like all these other actors, they're trying to tell you it's the best thing possible.
Mm-hmm.
Schwarzenegger is not sugarcoating it.
Right.
This is the film. This is what I'm bringing to the table. He's not
leaning
like
into it.
All these actors, they oversell you like this is the experience you shouldn't miss out on.
Yeah.
All Schwarzenegger, like we had a good time doing this.
Yeah.
That's my thing with Arnold, which I like.
Yeah, he's
like he's not. He's like this is what you're gonna get into for like Expendables. It's what it is.
Yeah.
It's what it is. It's the fun shoot 'em up movie. But I love the
fact
how all those
entire movie was marketed that
right,
way.
And that's exactly what it was for, though.
Yeah,
right.
If you're looking for depth, do not go to a pond.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's what Schwarzenegger is saying in his movies.
Absolutely.
Right. Kindergarten Cop, all those movies, Twins.
Right.
He's like, we had a great time doing this. He's not saying
exactly. We're not seeing
don't miss out.
The one time we saw Schwarzenegger act was when he played Mr. Freeze, and that was atrocious.
Yeah.
Even then, he wasn't saying it was the best.
Oh no, no, he
Like,
definitely
he
said
was,
it's gonna be Schwarzenegger doing it. You know what I mean? He's like, it's
you know,
me.
like
I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna get a
he
paycheck. I'm
wasn't
gonna be
playing
Arnold
a
one way or the other.
facade. He
The
wasn't
cold
playing a facade.
puns, it was ridiculous with his accent. It was ridiculous. But again, he's one of those actors that like kind of leaned into it because they knew they sucked.
Right.
They
Yeah.
knew.
They knew,
But
like,
again, you
Like
gotta.
Elvira.
Oh, I love her so much.
I know, but she's a horrible actress.
She is, and she knows it.
yeah, it's like
She knows it. But again, this is the Hollywood formula for women so ever since the inception of Hollywood
Right.
and those movies. This was their formula.
mhm.
You know, she's gonna
But
sit there and
also,
blink
that's their.
and,
It's interesting. That's their formula, but they're also the workload that was there too, because that's why
Yeah.
I mentioned Gene Kelly, because
Yeah.
she had to have that entire routine down,
Yeah,
and the whole time you're staring at Fred Astaire doing it, not realizing that here she is. Like at any point in time, that heel goes out.
yeah,
It's over.
yeah. I think that the women in Hollywood worked the hardest, especially back then, because especially if you wanted to be taken. This is so ridiculous to even say this. Taken seriously as an actress back then, you had to know how to play the ditzy blonde or the ditzy brunette, or you had to know how to act like that. When the reality was you were a legit actress. You really, really, and you wanted to make your way. They never got those opportunities, but they had to work twice as hard, especially a Joan Crawford. A Joan Crawford.
Yeah.
We really didn't know the depth of her, what she had to put up with in Hollywood until her movie came out and we saw the background of everything that was going on. We never really knew. So,
But we
And we
do
can
know
fast
we're on
forward-
Three Nerds Venting on WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven. Easy, continue.
And we could fast forward that to the stories of today,
yes.
and where you have the Diddy trial right now is all about that masculine energy control. This is the way
Yeah.
things have to go. This is
Yeah.
the bar you have to do. Cassie, I don't care that you're seeing Lupe Fiasco. I'm gonna blow up his car. You know what I mean? Like this has been in Hollywood, and this has been in music, and this has been, in the upper class aspect of life
Yeah.
for generations upon generations.
Right.
Sam Cooke. Like let's get real. Sam Cooke was assassinated. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Sorry, but so many different stories and stuff that is there that we don't know about, and the true struggle made them better. Why do I think Jackie Robinson is the best baseball player of all time? I don't care who comes up, whatever, because the time he came up, he was hated, and he made them love him.
And he still had to be great. He still had to be. It's funny because Hollywood, the music industry, it's like they punish you for being too great. Bruce Lee, another example. I believe he was assassinated too. Jimi Hendrix. So you have all these incredible. It's easy to say, oh, they overdosed on drugs, or it's easy to say that. A Prince, a Michael Jackson.
That's how I feel about Prince. Yeah.
Yeah. You can. The industry silences people. Don't come after me, please. But the industry silences people for speaking the truth, because they're so used to, and this is with any big industry.
Right.
It's not just the movie industry. It's not just the music industry. If you are too great, if you're greater, if you transcend and stuff, look at what they did to Jesus. I mean, it was his own people. The Pharisees and the Sadducees didn't like the fact that he wasn't taking money.
Right.
So they sent Pontius Pilate after him. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it was his own people that did him dirty. So if you think about...
So funny how cyclical that is.
I know, right? If you think about, like, this whole stain of pretty actresses, right? And how they have to struggle and the things that they had to do to even stay in the industry, to even get in a movie, right? And you're not playing the lead. No. I'm not doing it because I'm playing the lead. I'm playing the love interest or the girlfriend of a love interest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I still got to do all this terrible stuff to even be seen on film. Like, and I'm sorry, Halle Berry. I'm gonna call you out. You of all people, when we have, and not slighting of Viola Davis or Olivia Spencer, none of the, but they weren't. They have to work twice, 3 times as hard as you do, just because they're not pretty like you. It's a shame that they have to do that, but they have to. That woman we were talking about from Sinners, right? She's
Yeah.
not like what people see. I think that
No,
woman is gorgeous, but she's not what Hollywood, right?
Yeah, well,
Because if we're honest, when they casted Storm, they should have cast a darker skinned black woman for that
Agreed.
role.
Agreed.
But they did the light skinned, better for the camera, better for the media, whatever. Light skinned white black woman that can't act. They chose her. So
look, but there's some things that she was rather important for though too, and for most of it was the growth and maturity of dudes.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like her Catwoman wasn't good, but it was amazing.
Right.
You needed
because it
that
served a purpose
to get to the next chapter of your life.
So
you know what I'm saying?
She's one of those pretty actresses that also brings people to the cinema.
Right.
So we're putting out a superhero movie. Let's cast somebody, the great Sir what's his name? You got Ian McKellen. You got Jean-Luc Picard, Patrick Stewart. You have all these one, right? And now we got pretty Halle Berry. We have a blockbuster. People are going to come to the movie theater to see them.
Of course.
Right? We're not coming to see a superhero movie.
No.
We're coming to see those actors playing what are they? X-Men, Y-Men, what are they? They don't care.
Yeah.
They know that their favorite pretty actress is going to be in it. And Famke Janssen. So they know that they stacked the deck.
Actors in there as well, you know.
Yeah,
phenomenal actors. Like even Marsden, I think.
James Marsden.
Yeah, James Marsden. Yes.
Phenomenal actor.
Yes.
Was incredible.
Yes.
Was absolutely incredible.
I hated Cyclops. I hated him like I hated him from the comic book. I think he did a good job. I'm proud of him. They sprinkled in some newbies that rode the coattails, but actually did a good job. Yeah. Not trying to be funny. Hugh Jackman wasn't great in that. But
as time moved on, though.
Right. As time moved on.
That role as time moved on. I agree with that.
I can't see another person. I had to get over the whole he's not short. I got to get over all these things about him. But by the second movie, he owned that role. Right? But
another phenomenal actor.
I can't see another person playing him now. Yeah. Right?
I can see Tom Hardy.
Nah, he can't do it.
Tom Hardy can almost do anything, and that's
doing
like
Tom Hardy's
good. He's doing incredible for a Venom, which is a horrible role and a horrible movie.
Yeah,
a horrible franchise.
Agreed.
But it's Tom Hardy doing it. So
Christian Kane would have been a better Wolverine, hands down. Christian Kane. I wanted him for it. Now he's a bit older, and I know he's not going to go for it. But
I mean, I love the fact that we got Calvary.
That was cool.
Calvary, you know what I mean? That was Frank. You know,
Calvary was cool. I ain't gonna lie.
Calvary was
I
cool.
never knew I wanted that until I saw it. I never knew I wanted that so bad until I
feel like that was the entire movie. That entire movie was like, I didn't know I needed this in my life until you showed me how much I missed it. Like I didn't know I needed.
I'd forgiven the mask
out of
no way. I'd forgiven the mask at that point.
Right.
I'd forgiven it. And then he does it.
Then he has the mask on. It was perfect.
Like, oh my God.
It always made you tear up. It always made you tear up.
I did tear up. I'm gonna be honest. I was like, they finally did it. And it worked. And it worked.
Apparently it was a director's decision not to have the mask because the studio wanted it, the actor wanted it, you know, everybody except for that director. And it was just
a young Kevin Feige. A young Kevin Feige. I'm sorry. I know you wanted to keep your job, sir. But you could have had that conversation with him. You could have.
He was just starting out.
He was
just starting out. He was just, bro.
He was still getting coffees at that point.
Man. He was the underdog, bro.
I know. You know what I would have did? You know what I would have did? I would have had somebody from the prop department and costume department make one, right? And I would have taken pictures of Hugh Jackman wearing it, right? And I would have leaked it before the movie came out and put
So
pressure
you're thinking,
on him.
but that's the
I
whole
think
thing.
by
You're
movie
thinking, you're thinking in social media terms. Like if that was now, that would make a ton of sense.
Yeah,
But this was in the 90s.
I know.
When we
Oh,
didn't have that social media
I
type
know.
of aspect
Oh
of it.
man,
Like it would have showed up on like the Inquirer, and we
Yeah.
wouldn't have given a damn.
Yeah, because Reddit
You know what
wasn't
I'm
even
saying?
around at that
Right.
time. Yeah, no,
So
right.
there was.
Ah,
We didn't really have that type of thing. It would showed up in Time magazine.
yeah,
Woo!
right,
It's in
right.
Time.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah, you're
It's
right.
not as
It
deep
wouldn't
as
have the
it
same
could.
impact. Yeah,
Not
no,
the
you're
same
right.
impact at all. They've been like, "Thanks for the photo shoot, homie."
I
Before
know,
we go,
right.
there's a hot take before we go.
Yes.
Actually, two things I want to do before I go. Hot take, then I'm going to go right to easy. But my hot take for Storm and that particular time frame, 99, 2000s, before the whole X-Men movie got popped off. You can agree, you can disagree. Or we can have like a little 2-minute thing on it. Sarah Lee Ralph, I think, could have made a good Storm.
She would have killed it.
Mm-hmm.
From
She
Abbott
would've killed
Elementary, Sarah Lee Ralph.
She would have killed
Elementary, Moesha, she would have been a great Storm, in my
She
opinion.
would have killed it. She's
Range.
Jamaican. She's Jamaican, right?
Yeah.
So just making the transition into speaking African, it would have been easier
Right.
for her. She would have killed it. That would have been amazing. Now that you talk, oh my god,
She would have been just visioning in the old school with the
would've
white
been
hair.
yes. She would have been.
She would have gave her all being a
She would've stole the
superhero.
show.
She would have been an inspiration.
She would have stole the
She
show.
is an inspiration now, but she would have been.
Right.
It wouldn't have been Wolverine
Yeah.
Origins. It would have been Storm Origins. That
Oh
would
yeah,
have
she would have. She would
she
have
would've
bodied. She
killed
would have
it.
bodied everybody acting range.
Yeah.
Bodied.
Absolutely.
And she got the
Oh,
Broadway experience too. Oh,
I
she
never
would've-
thought about that.
Sarah
Thank you
Lee
for
Ralph
that.
Storm. That would have been amazing.
Thank you for that. 'Cause
That's a
now
great
that's
hot
in my
take,
head.
man. That is a great hot take.
Yes.
I
Oh,
applaud you.
I
for
applaud you
your
for that.
Today
Well done,
has
sir.
been an applaud Preston day. I love it.
Well done.
Notice it's
sir.
because he didn't mention Superman. That's why.
Oh,
We're gonna talk about that next time. But easy. Give us something to review for next time because there's a new take within the program, new segment where each of us picks something that we haven't watched, but us to interview, old or new, television, film, whatever it may be, even like a little short documentary, whatever. Easy. It's your pick to tell Professor and I what to watch, and we'll talk about it in the next program that we have together.
You want to know something? I'm going to get weird with it actually because
Go ahead.
I think it'd be fantastic to have the conversation. It should be on Netflix, and you guys have to double check it on this. But it's the 2 stories of Sam Cooke. It was a documentary.
Okay.
Phenomenal, and so much conspiracy theory and so much stuff that we could talk about. Like we dabbled into it a little bit today, which I think was really good. And I've been waiting for the show to move a little bit pop culture music wise. I'm like, oh, when it happens naturally, it's going to be dope. So I think this will be a dope conversation to have. So yeah, definitely. You know the documentary I'm talking about, right?
I do. I've been meaning to watch it. So now this is
Cool.
Check it out.
Cool.
Hey, real quick question. Am I gonna get to do that too? Give you
Yeah.
guys some.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We're gonna go
I can't-
around.
I already
We're
know
gonna
what I
go
want you to watch. Okay. Yeah, this is exciting. All right.
This has been 3 Nerds venting, myself, Easy, and the supervillain to many, the superhero to those who matter, the OG Blur, the Professor. We thank you. We appreciate you. And let's get excited. Let's get nerdy. Let's get weird every time we're on. We always have a lot of fun. This is our nerd therapy. And thank you for being a part of this. Appreciate you guys.
Wondering what to write about, trying to figure out what it's all about. Existentialist, am I worth anything or just a scout?